The royal party had just arrived at the venue, stepping out of their cars with an aura of grace and dignity that only those of their standing could possess. The crowd, already buzzing with excitement, stood in awe as they made their way through the grand entrance. Each step they took seemed to echo the deep tradition and history they represented, the excitement palpable in the air. The royal guests were being introduced to the representatives of the Royal Variety Charity and ITB, two organisations that had worked tirelessly behind the scenes to bring the evening's event to life. As the royal entourage moved through the crowd, their presence seemed to draw people closer, creating a magnetic pull that spoke to the significance of the moment. The greeting was warm, genuine. "Really nice to see you," came the heartfelt words, filling the room with a sense of shared appreciation. The exchange was simple, yet laden with meaning, as it reflected the unity and goodwill between the royalty and the community they were there to support. "Thank you so much, everyone," came the royal reply, their voices reverberating with gratitude. It wasn't just a formal acknowledgement, it was a genuine reflection of the royal family's appreciation for the hard work and passion that had gone into organising this incredible evening. The energy in the room shifted as the crowd responded with admiration, recognising the magnitude of the event. "Thank you, everyone," was spoken again, this time with a deeper, more intimate resonance. It wasn't just about a public show of gratitude. It was about connecting with the audience on a personal level, a bond of mutual respect and admiration. And yet there was no time to dwell too long in the moment. The royal party had come with a purpose. We need to go straight," came the reminder, urging the group to proceed toward the next phase of the evening. As they moved toward the theatre, the excitement seemed to build with each passing step. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation, the weight of the tradition and the performances that awaited making it feel as though time had slowed down. And then the sound of music began to fill the air. The trumpeters of the Welsh Guards, dressed in their distinctive uniforms, took their positions. Catherine Jenkins, poised and graceful, stood ready to lead the audience in the national anthem, a moment that was sure to leave an indelible mark on everyone in attendance. The first notes of the trumpet rang out, cutting through the murmurs of the crowd, commanding the attention of all. The atmosphere shifted from anticipation to reverence as the audience stood in unison, their voices joining together in harmony. It wasn't just a performance, it was a shared experience, a moment where everyone in the room was united in their appreciation for the significance of the evening. The applause that followed was nothing short of thunderous. It was a reflection of the emotional impact of the performance, but also of the collective recognition of the importance of the Royal Variety Charity. This wasn't just an event for entertainment. It was a celebration of the arts, of philanthropy, and of the connections between people that make these events so meaningful. "You're in your last year?" someone asked, addressing one of the performers, their tone light but tinged with curiosity. "Yes, absolutely," came the reply, the words filled with a sense of finality. It was a poignant moment, signalling the passage of time and the culmination of years of dedication to the craft. "Thanks so much for coming," they added, the gratitude in their voice reflecting the appreciation for the audience that had gathered to support the cause. As the introductions continued, the mood shifted from formality to warmth. "May I introduce Phil Dale, Royal Variety Voice?" came the announcement, a formal moment that nonetheless carried a personal touch. Ian Freeman, the treasurer of the Royal Variety Charity, was also acknowledged, recognising his instrumental role in making the event possible. These behind-the-scenes figures were just as important as the performers themselves, and the acknowledgement was a subtle reminder of the collective effort that had gone into this night. 7 in 2012. "That was great," someone recalled, the mention of past performances evoking a wave of nostalgia. The evening had become a celebration not only of the present moment, but of all the performances and contributions that had led to this point. It was a reunion of sorts, with everyone coming together to honour the shared legacy of the Royal Variety Show. The conversation naturally flowed between those who had worked together on past shows, their words carrying the weight of experience. "Very nice to see you," one person greeted, offering a smile and a handshake as the sense of camaraderie grew. In these moments, it became clear that this wasn't just an event. It was a gathering of people who had dedicated their lives to the arts, who understood the power of these performances to bring people together. "How long have you been involved in this?" someone asked, genuinely interested in the history of those they were speaking to. It wasn't a casual question. It was a deep acknowledgement of the time and effort that had gone into building the legacy of the Royal Variety Charity. The question was met with a thoughtful pause as the person reflected on their own journey. Martin Jones, a committee member, spoke passionately about the organisation's mission. "We try to provide therapy and support quickly," he said, his voice calm but filled with conviction. "It's not just about the performances, it's about making a difference in the lives of those who need it most. We anticipate needs before they become critical." The conversation turned to the breadth of the charity's work, spanning the entire country. It wasn't just about this event. It was about creating lasting change, about being there for people when they needed it most. As the group moved toward the theatre, the sense of unity grew even stronger. "Enjoy the show," one performer said, offering a final wish before taking their place. It was a simple but meaningful sentiment. It wasn't just about the spectacle on stage. It was about the shared experience, the connections that were made through the performances, and the impact of the evening. The lights in the theatre dimmed, and the energy in the room reached a new crescendo. The stage was set for something truly special. "This is the 15th show," one performer said, their excitement palpable. "Each time feels just as thrilling as the first." It was a reminder that, no matter how many shows they had performed, the magic of the Royal Variety Show never faded, it only grew stronger. Behind the scenes, the crew worked with precision, ensuring every detail was perfect. Same team, came the reassuring words. "A few new mechanics, they added, signaling the changes that had been made to improve the experience. The team was ready. Everything was in place for a flawless performance." "There's a lot to manage here," one crew member remarked, surveying the grand stage. "You need a big stage to make this happen," they added. The logistics of such a massive production were complex, but it was clear that the team was more than up to the task. Everything was meticulously planned, every detail accounted for. This wasn't just a performance, it was a carefully orchestrated masterpiece. As the show continued, the audience remained riveted. The performers gave their all, pouring their hearts into every note, every movement. "Thank you very much," one performer said, their voice filled with gratitude as they exited the stage. The words were more than just a formality. They were a reflection of the deep connection they felt with the audience and the cause they were supporting. The evening had reached its climax, and with it came the final, most anticipated performance. Amelia and Olivia Edwards, 9-year-old twins, the announcement rang out. The young performers took the stage, their innocent smiles a beacon of hope and promise for the future of the arts. Their performance was nothing short of breathtaking, and the audience was completely captivated. "Thank you so much for everything," one of the stars said, their words a heartfelt expression of appreciation for the support they had received. The night had been a resounding success, one that would be remembered for years to come. As the royal party made their way toward the exit, the applause echoed through the hall, a fitting end to an unforgettable evening.